Hello! Today is going to be a short little video and I am just presenting my TBR for the Make Your Myth Taker readathon. It's a month-long readathon created by Ashley from Frolic Through Fiction, and Charlotte, and her YouTube page is called Bookmarks and Vlogging. And I'm not here to go into the huge description of what this readathon is because it is very well thought out and very involved. So I'm just gonna link Ashley's video down in the description box that explains the whole thing, what's going on, all of that fun stuff. I am gonna give you the basics though. So you're supposed to create a fantasy character, and there's prompts that you have to use to create your fantasy character. The minimum that you have to read is 4 books. And there's 4 different categories of fantasy types, and then 4 different characters per each category. And basically you get your first prompt, which is individualized per each character type. Then the second prompt is like your entire character category all shares the same prompt for the second one. The third one is another individual prompt, but you share that same prompt with another character type in a different character category. And at this point, if you want to switch to a different character type, you can. So that's very long and involved. I'm not going to explain how to do that, but after your third book, you're able to switch to a different character type if you want to, but you don't have to. And then the final one is your final prompt, again, solely for that one character type. The rules are you have to read a minimum of 4 books, and you have to read them in order down your list. I'm probably going to have, once I start talking about my specific character, have a chart on the screen somewhere. It might be the whole screen, it might be on part of the screen, but it'll kind of explain it a little bit better as I'm going down. But you have to read a minimum of 4 books, and then once you complete those 4 books in order, then you can earn skills from different character types by completing other prompts if you so choose. You don't have to do this, you just have to read the 4 books. So I am going for the sorcerer character category, specifically the oracle character type. And I chose the oracle because I like the prompts. None of the characters really like spoke to me in any way where I was like, ooh, I want to be a warrior, I want to be a princess. I just really like the prompts for oracle, so I'm gonna be an oracle because I can. I don't have a TBR for anything I'm gonna do after this, but I might go through and grab stuff. So the first prompt is to go into a book blind. I'm an oracle. I need to predict the future by not really knowing anything about the book that I'm about to read. And for that, I am going to read Night by Elie Wiesel. I probably mispronounced that, as I do with all author names. This is one of my books for my 1950s read, and it's literally the only book on my 1950s TBR that I have no earthly idea what it's about. So we're going into it blind. It's apparently really popular. It has like a hell of a lot of people who have this on hold at the library. I've just personally never heard of it. Next up is the prompt that all sorcerers have. So every single class of sorcerer has to do this prompt, and it's to read a book with a foiled cover. And for that, I am going to read Boundless by Ray Salvatore. It is the second book in a series of his like newest Dritz novels. I don't know if you can tell. I think you can tell that like his like outfit is very foiled. I don't know how well this shows up on camera, but trust me, like there's like a foil that kind of like outlines his ghostly looking outfit on here. This book, I've read the first book in this trilogy, I want to say last year. And I got the third book in this trilogy as an ARC, which it comes out in July, so I kind of want to read the second book while I have a chance before the third book comes out, so. And it's a fantasy, so why the hell not? Perfect time to read it. The next prompt is to read a book about books, and this is the crossover prompt with the Jester class, so if I wanted to be a Jester, I could switch here, but I don't want to be a Jester. I'm just going straight down the Oracle path. So for a book about books, I'm going to read Fahrenheit 451, which is a book about a society that burns books. Like, they don't want literature to exist. So it's definitely a book about books. They're just not treating books very well in this one. Finally, the last prompt is one of the hardest prompts that I see fairly frequently, but it's very, very hard for me to do. And that is a 5-star prediction. If you know anything about me, I give almost nothing 5 stars. 5 stars are, for me, reserved for all-time favorites. So I struggle with 5-star predictions, but the book that I decided to read for this, I predict it's going to be a 5-star because I believe it follows one of my absolute favorite tropes, which is super depressing endings, where you're in love with the characters, you want them to succeed, and then everybody dies at the end, and it's just like a big ol' middle finger from the author. Why do I like books like that? I have no idea, but I love books like that. So for this prompt, I am reading Lord of the Flies. And yeah. I've never read this, but I know it's depressing as hell, and everything ends horribly, horribly, horribly. And that's my kind of book. So it's the closest thing I've got to a 5-star prediction. Let's hope that I'm right, and it's at least a 4-star, if not a 5-star for me. And that's it. I don't have any plans to read specific prompts after this. I will probably see if the books that I'm already planning to read for my 1950s reading fit any of the other prompts, and I might have some additional prompts that I'm going through for my wrap-up of this, but the base TBR of this, of my oracleness, is going to be those 4 books. If you are participating in this readathon, let me know what myth taker you're going for and what you're reading down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.